It'll be fine. Famous last words. Oh my gosh, okay. Happy Halloween, or, well, it's not really Halloween yet, but these are gonna slip off my head. Happy Halloween, happy October, everybody. So, your girl made an effort, okay? Listen, I put this makeup look together in about 5 minutes, so don't judge it, and don't look too close. Don't look too close at it. This is just like it's a bad makeup job. I am not a makeup expert, and this was my old Halloween costume from like back in the day when I was like a teenager. This was like my first proper Halloween costume. It's just this really cheap, not very flattering, basic red dress that I probably paid like £5 for, but you know what? Shh. I'm the devil in disguise. Even though I'm not really in disguise. So, welcome to my October TBR. I don't normally do TBR videos because I never normally stick to them. However, this month I was determined to read lots of classic, gothic, horror, scary stories, and I don't really own a lot of those kind of books. I'm not really a scary story kind of person, so I was a little bit nervous about what to get, or I was a little bit unsure of what to get, so I kind of just looked up classic horror, and I went through and bought a whole bunch of classic novels from the works, which were all about £3 each, which was great, and the covers are actually really nice. I quite like them. So let's get into this. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting so far back. I hope you can hear me okay, but I'm sitting so far back so you can't see this makeup. Oh, it actually doesn't look too bad up close. It looks worse from further back I go. It looks worse from further back. Maybe I can bring you a little closer then. Come a little closer, baby. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. Oh no, it's bad. It's bad. So, kicking off oh, I'm blocking my little rat paw. Move around a little bit. Kicking off this video with the book of the month for my... That's better. The book of the month for my Let's Get Classical book club that I am part of, and that is, oh, this is gonna be hard to do with my gloves, and that is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I have never read Dracula before, and I've never even literally watched like any adaptations of it. I don't think I have. So I'm really excited. It's about 400 pages long. Oh, that writing is small. Damn. I judge a book based on the size of its writing. I don't really know an awful lot about Dracula. I mean, obviously I do. It's a vampire. He's a vampire and all that, but I don't really know like what actually happens in the book at all. So I'm pretty excited to read that. So I'm probably going to start with this book because it's the book club book, and we'll be having a discussion on the 1st of November about it. So I haven't yet started it. It's already the 10th. Is this the 10th of October today? I think it is. So I have, what do I have? 21 days? Ooh. 21 days. I better get started. So that is the first book that I have on my TBR. To be honest though, the rest of these, they're not really in order or anything like that. They're just the way I picked them up. I picked up this Classic Tales of Horror by Edgar Allan Poe. I'm gonna sneeze. I think this is a collection of short stories. Yeah, it is. So I don't know, and I've never really read anything by Edgar Allan Poe. The only poem that I know is The Raven, and I feel like it's pretty well known. But I'm pretty excited. I feel like maybe some short stories could be quite good. It's not very long, this book, so I feel like I'm pretty confident. Maybe I could read like a story a night. That would be fun. I could get dressed up and read it to you. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going through this again. I may put on another Halloween costume near Halloween, but I am not I'm not doing this look again. I don't know about you, but this is me getting off into a tangent, but whenever I go out for Halloween, or when I used to go out, I would always just be like a zombie of some sort. I have like a zombie nurse's outfit, and I always just went for the classic zombie look and just like a basic look. Like, I'm not into like FX makeup. Like, some people are so good. I tend to just use like eyeshadow and just kind of smear all around my eyes, kind of like what I've just done right now, to just make me look a little bit dead, which I'm already dead on the inside. So I'm excited to read this, because I don't read an awful lot of short stories, so I would like to. Next up, we have another short-ish story, which is The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. It's very thin. £3 I paid for this. £3. So I'm really excited. I don't really know much about this either. I'm not even really reading the back of it. Normally I would read the back of these too, but I feel like maybe most of you kind of know the story. I don't know. So I'm pretty confident that I could probably get this one read quite quickly because it is just small. Maybe I'll read it in an afternoon. Knowing me, it'll probably take all day. I'm such a slow reader when it comes to reading kind of older classic novels. Oh, it's a novella. What is the difference between a novel and a novella? Is a novella shorter? Is that what a novella is? Why am I honestly part of the book community when I don't know anything? Jesus. Next up we have Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde and Other Strange Tales by Robert. Is it Louis or Lewis? I always read that as Louis, but now I'm beginning to think it's Lewis. I was gonna Google it to see. I always thought that was Louis, but I think it could be Lewis, but I don't know. Stevenson. I sort of know the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from what I learned at school. I remember like primary school we were learning about it and we did just kind of stuff in drama. The rest of these, there's also a story called The Body Snatcher, which is inspired by the case of Burke and Hare, and I was like, oh my god. If any of you watched my haul video I did when I unboxed all of these, and I was reading the back of the book and I was like, oh my god, Burke and Hare, and I remembered this rhyme we learned at school, and I googled it and I found different versions, and I found one with the same verse that I knew, but then I also knew more verses and I was looking them up and I couldn't find them. So I was like, why do I know these other verses? Why are they not in the rhyme? Like, why is the rhyme was like really short, and I was like, but I know more. Why do I know more? But I'm pretty sure I remembered where I knew it from, and I knew it from school. But if any of my fellow Scottish people out there, we used to do this thing every January where we would have to this was when we were kids, like in primary school, so like when we were like between like the ages of like 5 and 11. 4 and 11. And we had to learn every January, we would have to learn a poem, a Burns poem, or like, yeah, it was for Burns. It was for like Burns night. If you don't know what that is, it is like is it a holiday? It's basically just like a Scottish holiday where we celebrate Robert Burns, who was a famous poet. You maybe know him for like, he created Auld Lang Syne. I'm Scottish and I can't even say it, Jesus Christ. But he did a lot of like Scottish poetry, and we would have like a Burns supper every January. And at school, as kids, we had to learn a poem. I think it was always a Burns poem, so it was always something by Robert Burns. And we'd have to learn a poem off by heart. As you were a kid, like, oh, they were really easy. Like, I remember, what was the one as a child that we had to learn? It was like something to do with like rain on the roof. And then as you got older, like, you got longer and longer poems. And also as you got older, I don't think you had to do this as a child, but as you got older as well, not only did you have to learn a poem, but you also had to learn a song, or like a rhyme. And I always remember that that's what the rhyme was. I remember the rhyme one of the years was the Burke and Hare rhyme, and it was like a proper like song, and I think it's just embedded into my head. Oh, the joys of trying to hide filming from your parents. My dad just walked in and be like, can I get your car keys? And I'm just like this, like, hello. Oh, it's so awkward. He's like, who are you talking to? I was like, nobody. Oh my god. Anyway, go back to what I was saying. So yeah, so I definitely remembered this rhyme. I'm still talking about this. Why am I still talking about this? But it's so weird how like it's just embedded into my head, and I didn't even realize that I remembered it. And then as I was doing the video that I did of my unboxing, as I was like editing the video, in the video I was singing it, and I was kind of like writing down the lyrics. As I was doing it, I remembered more of the lyrics. Do you want me to sing it to you? I'll sing it to you.
The close and down the stair, button then with Burke and Hare. Burke's the butcher, Hare's the thief, knocks the boy who buys the beef. Hurry down the castle glen, look before and look behind. There they'll wait to take your life and sell you for the surgeon's knife.
Why do I remember all of that? I'm pretty sure there was like other verses, but I don't remember them. And as I said, I tried googling them and I couldn't find them. Anyway, this has also got like other stories in it as well as the main stories, so that is exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Then we have another story that I've never read before and I've never watched any adaptation for, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I don't even really know, I mean, I know Frankenstein. I do know the story, sort of. Everybody kind of knows the story, but I don't really know what happens like in the book, what the actual plot point is. So I'm pretty excited to read that. It's also a pretty short one. A lot of these are quite short, so that's great. I feel like I have more chance of getting them read, so that is exciting. And finally, a book that I feel it might not, I don't know if it's classed as horror. The list I was looking at said it was, and it is The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. So this is thicker a bit than the others, so I'm probably gonna leave it till the last and try and get the others read, seeing as they're a lot, apart from Dracula. Obviously I do need to get Dracula done, but the rest are all pretty thin, so I have high hopes that I'm gonna be able to get them all finished, whereas this is a bit thicker and I'm not even entirely sure. I mean, yeah, it sounds like it could be a bit of a creepy story, so I'm pretty excited to read that. I'm pretty scared to read all of these. I don't know an awful lot about them, like I said, and I'm not very good with short stories, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, these are my, I didn't really talk about these books to be perfectly honest, but I don't know anything about them, so what do you want me to do? This should keep me busy, but for 21 days, do you think I'll be able to read all these? I really don't know. I don't know. So thank you so much for watching this little video. It's quite quick. I just sort of just rambled, and also my dad interrupted me, ruined my train of thought, and now I'm just wanting to wrap this video up. So thank you so much for watching this video, and maybe I'll document my process as the weeks go on. Honestly, I look crazy. My dad must think I am demented. Okay, so wish me luck with my little pile. I feel like some people probably could read this all in a couple of days, but not me. I mean, maybe the bottom half of this pile. I probably could. They're quite thin, but we'll see. I'm quite slow when it comes to reading classics because I really need to concentrate. But we shall see how that goes. So yeah, happy Halloween, folks. Ooh. Oh god, wait, I need to I need to take my gloves off.